Welcome back, everybody. This is JP Trades, and let's dive back into the Bitcoin charts. First thing I want to bring your attention to is TradingView's Black Friday sale. I'm not an affiliate. I do not get anything out of telling you all this, but it's just extending this offer to you in case you're not aware of it. They do have up to 80% off this time of year, Black Friday. I believe they extend this sale even to the end of the year and sometimes even like the first week or two into January. It's always the time where I extend or renew my subscription just because it's such a good deal. We have nothing on the calendar for the economic news, so that's cool. Let's dive in. Let's go back to the daily chart on Bitcoin. So we can see we are coming into a very, very nice daily order block right here. So yeah, I would expect some kind of bounce here. But again, like if you look at the 4 hour, ever since we've kind of dropped below $100,000, there is no market structure shift here. So if you've been trying to long this or buy the dip on each one of these falls, thinking that, hey, this is going to be your next higher low, right? On the daily, weekly, monthly time frames, because we are looking at a potential of going like this, and this being your next higher low right there. However, do I think this is going to be the bottom here? I really don't. I don't have any good signs of strength to conclude to that. And I don't think we've really seen max pain just yet. And again, like I've said before, the markets usually like to give you max pain scenarios to really trap the most traders possible. And I think it's going to be taking out this low. However, there's a Wyckoff Model 1 here, a very, very strong accumulation model that led to this big move. There's a Wyckoff Model 1 here, a big distribution model that led to this big move here. So if we were to try to turn this around, I don't think it's going to just look like this right here, okay? We need to see a bigger model put in, something like that. So I would not be buying here unless you're kind of just scaling in to go much higher. But that is on a higher time frame and more swing trade ideas. This is going to be a video for more scalps, but I do want to frame the high time frame narratives for y'all correctly so you understand what the ultimate goal on the higher time frames are so we can trade in that direction. But unfortunately, I do not see any kind of accumulation model here. So what I am looking for is some type of continuation down until we get that sign of strength. We cannot start buying and longing until we get a sign of strength. And that's what we always look for is our confirmation. So we can see that we had that nice range put in here after the Trump dump. Let's go ahead and take the volume from the top. So I think that $100,000 area is going to be a very strong area of resistance. We see a very distinct, let's go this one here. We see a very distinct, come on, there we go. TradingView's lagging on me. We see a very distinct range right here that we broke down from. And you have another one right here. And this bottom of this range is right around $100,000, which is going to be that strong psychological number, right? So we could also use this as our range, our current range right now on a higher time frame. We can see that equilibrium of this range is right around that $100,000 level. Let's take this down a little bit further. And you have that golden zone on a more of a local Fibonacci pool right around that same level as well. I really think if we do get some kind of rally back up, it's going to be around that $100,000 level and then come on back down. So let's take a look at our TPO profiles. So we do have a poor high here. We have a naked time point of control, which I don't talk about a whole lot. However, this is kind of significant because your point of control on the volume profile is way down here, and that's the market profile. The point of control on the time profile is way up here. So there is a big discrepancy between time and volume. We do see a naked point of control here. Okay. I just want to take a quick look at how that was. So let's go ahead and turn on our levels and our order blocks. So here are three really nice order blocks that could act as some nice scalp levels. Let's get our volume back out. And again, if I had to pick one of them, it would be this one right here. Or actually, let's put a check mark on it instead of an X. It would be this one right here because we have the point of control of this down move right inside this order block. We also have this area here where you have the value area high with a naked VWAP. And that is right around the same level as you can see here. You can kind of see this. We had support here, and then you dipped under it, had a manipulation, and this was actually power 3 move right here. But you can see support, had a little bit of resistance, broke back through it, but broke down. But we have yet to really back test that as a strong level of resistance. So I do like this for a short, and I do like this for a short. And we still have this purple order block, which has been mitigated, which led to this move down here, which was this massive short that we had, the 38R short. That is insane. So a backtest of this area would be nice. However, I would watch your value area and how it develops. Because if we do come up here and we reject from this area again, I would take a look at how we get to this level right here to see if we're going to get acceptance back in or if we're going to go and bounce from this area. So we could have a short from this area, bounce above it, and then have a retest. So let's do that a little bit cleaner. So you're eyeballing this area. And let's say if it were to do this here, you have that short, you find there's another area of demand right here. I see this order block, haven't marked it in yet. And then we come up to this area, reject. And maybe you, at that point, you find support on your point of control. So you once had this area as resistance, then you flip it And then you have this short opportunity back down to here and then go higher. So you have to understand, even though each one of these levels could be nice short opportunities, you have to see and follow, well, you have to actually pay attention to the follow through, right? So you have to see if when you're shorting here, when you come back down, it doesn't mean you automatically target this low here or even lower. You can't shoot for the moon if you don't have a reason to. You have to see what the intraday order flow is telling you, what that market structure is giving you, and watching to flip some of these resistance areas to support. So it's all contextual. We don't know until price gets to these levels. That's why we don't just set limit orders on any one of these levels. I don't care if you're scalping, day trading, or swing trading. That is a recipe for blowing accounts. So here are my favorite ones. I would use this one as a nice short. Short. And if we were to get this short and come back down to this area, I would look for a long if we find support here. Now, if we come to this area and come back down, I would also look for a long here. And of course, longs in this area here. Then you have the SFP of this low. And that SFP could dip down all the way into here as well. And then you have SFP of this high as well to knock out all of that and then come back down. So I'm going to take a quick screenshot of this and we'll post that in the Discord section for our scalps. And that is really about it for today. As far as scalps and trading this local range here, if we do get to move back up and start sweeping all of this liquidity here, just look to your levels up in this area, but you have to wait for a sign of weakness at these levels, a nice market structure shift. So keep that in mind. And that's where I'll leave y'all today for the video update, but I will update as we price makes more data on the charts and see what kind of trades we can make out of the new price action.